So these protesters were being later joined by many lay people and subsequently Chinese had brutally repressed those protesters by, as for TCI received a report of 33 people being shot dead by the Chinese at that time. And there are some disturbing photos coming out from the Tibet. I hope you have saw a lot of those pictures near the Temple Road. There's been Tibetan people being shot by gun in the chest and in some private part also. So they have brutally suppressed those people. We have received the pictures of the dead people being brought to the monastery for a last funeral rite and those things. So till date, the cash we have like 2,203 Tibetans are said to have been died due to the Chinese crackdown after the 10 March protest, and there was like a 2,324 something Tibetans were arrested and detained by the Chinese authority, and there are a lot of Tibetans who were unknown and whose whereabouts is not known, and in every household there are one or two members of the family where one of the two members of the family were being missing or were not located, and were not unknown about their whereabouts. So if I talk about all the protests, then there's a lot of things to say. So after the continued calling up by the international leader, and due to the international pressure, the Chinese government has invited the foreign media inside Tibet to witness what's happening in Tibet. So they have arranged foreign media to visit the Lhasa, but they have not invited the CNN and BBC, but other AP and this thing. So when they reached the Jokhang temples, 30 monks suddenly spontaneously erupted into protest and called Tibet is in Tibet there is no freedom, we have no religious freedom, and the recent unrest has no hands of the Dalai Lama, and we all are calling for the return of His Holiness to the Tibet. And those people which you saw in the temples, visiting the temples, were all the government officials who has been arranged by the government official to paint that everything is normal in Tibet. So I don't know what happened afterwards to those monks, but we appreciate those courageous monks for defying all the Chinese crackdown. They talk about the real situation of inside Tibet to the general outside world. And also in Southern April, in Lavrang also, there was also like a foreign media personnel visited the Lavrang, and the monks talk about freedom in Tibet and now lack of freedom of speech in Tibet. So finally I conclude that I think there's problem of time, so I will conclude that why the current this recent unrest is important. The recent unrest, unlike the 1989 unrest in Lhasa, the recent unrest is the 1989 unrest in Lhasa is confined only to the Lhasa and neighboring area, but this time it is spread to the whole province of the Tibet, in the three traditional provinces, and in the as I mentioned 57 counties. So it proved that all the Tibetan in Tibet were united under the leadership of His Holiness Dalai Lama. And most of the protesters who took part in the recent unrest were the fourth generation of the Tibetan, and those fourth generation people have never met His Holiness Dalai Lama and has no knowledge of the Tibetan Buddhism, and were brought up and educated under the communist Chinese regime, but still they fought for the Tibetan cause. And that proved that the issue of Tibetan won't be finished by the generation, and it will be continued from the generation to generation. That proved that the what called. And the last thing is that Chinese always used to boast about the developments of in Tibet, but the recent unrest always proved that this all are fake, because development is not benefiting the Tibetan people, rather it is benefiting the Chinese people in Tibet. So there is like I can conclude that there is definitely a problem inside the Tibet regarding the Chinese policy towards the Tibetans. Tibetan people are discriminated in front of employment, education, and everything. And the mere possession of His Holiness Dalai Lama picture in Tibet can land the one in a prison for ranging from the 5 to 15 years. Thank you.